In the world of job interviews, there are several types. Most job seekers are familiar with phone screens, video interviews, and in-person meetings. These may be with one person or several, and there could be a variety of people you'll meet with over the course of many interviews. But what about the other type? Coffee, lunch, and dinner interviews. These may not be as common in the overall job search process, but they can certainly be just as important. Interviews over a meal or drink are often reserved for the top candidates as a way to see how you interact with others in a somewhat social setting. Also, if you are interviewing for a role in sales or business development that is client-facing, coffee, lunch, and dinner interviews can tell the hiring manager so much more about you than they'll learn in a regular office setting. No matter the venue, an interview is an interview. All the same rules apply, including dress professionally, arrive early, complete your research beforehand, practice the questions you want to ask, as well as your responses to commonly asked questions. Bring anything you might need, including resume, portfolio, and pen and paper. Be polite to everyone you encounter. Stay engaged and energetic throughout the meeting. Since you'll be meeting at a coffee shop or restaurant, you'll also want to include your best table manners. That includes everything your parents told you to do at dinner when you were a kid. Sit up straight, keep your elbows off the table, chew with your mouth closed. Don't talk when you have food in your mouth. Put your napkin on your lap. Generally speaking, it's best to avoid ordering anything too messy, overly expensive, or something you're not sure you'll like. For a coffee interview, don't plan on ordering anything to eat. A drink is sufficient. Follow the interviewer's lead. If they order something light, do the same. If they go with an appetizer, meal, and dessert, don't just order a salad. Keep in mind that this interview is not about the food. You can always return on your own or with your partner later to enjoy the food. In addition to using your best table manners in all your meetings, remember your general manners as well. Be kind to the host or hostess and waitstaff. Don't send back your order even if it's incorrect. Go above and beyond the niceties and remember that every action you make is being scrutinized. Since the company that's interviewing you will pick up the tab, be exceptionally grateful for their kindness. Thank the manager throughout your time together, including when you arrive at the location, when the check is delivered to the table, and as you're heading out to part ways. Of course, send your thank you notes right after you're back home to express your appreciation for meeting with you and treating you to coffee or a meal. While coffee meetings likely won't involve alcohol, lunch and dinner interviews may. When it comes to drinking at an interview, the best choice is always to avoid alcohol. But what if the hiring manager or business owner orders a bottle of wine for the table? It's still best to politely say no thank you. If you do drink and it seems as if drinking is part of the corporate culture, use discretion. Never drink more than one and stick with wine or a simple mixed drink. And always wait until the hiring manager orders. You shouldn't be the one to initiate ordering an alcoholic beverage. An office-based or virtual interview will undoubtedly include some niceties and questions about what makes you, or your interests, but it rarely ventures into the topics of weather, sports, or news. That's where coffee, lunch, and dinner interviews differ. You will engage in conversational chit-chat, in addition to talking about your fit for the role at hand. That's because of where these interviews fit into the overall interview schedule. Coffee interviews often take the place of a phone screen or initial video call and offer the opportunity for the interviewer to learn more about you, your qualifications, and how you'll fit with the organization. They may also be conducted before any actual positions are announced to gain a sense of available talent. Lunch and dinner interviews, on the other hand, usually occur after a video or in-office meeting. They are often integrated into the interview process for positions that are client or customer-facing, such as sales and business development, to get a sense of how you conduct yourself in various situations. The nature of these more informal meetings is social and conversational. You will, therefore, need to be up on current events. To prepare, read your news sites of choice and get informed about both sides of the story so you have a full picture. When the conversations shift to what's going on in the world, share what you've read, but be wary about sharing your opinion. Remember that sex, politics, and religion are never good topics in a work setting, which this is, so tread lightly. You'll want to be able to speak topically about several issues without delving too deep and risking a faux pas. One of the best things about having interviews over coffee or a meal is that you're meeting at a neutral location. That means you're on a more even playing field, allowing for different dynamics and a more casual, while still professional, conversation. Instead of focusing just on the position, you can ask questions about why the interviewers joined the company, what they love about working there, and where they see the company going in the near future. As for the number of people you'll meet, it depends. Coffee interviews are the most casual of these scenarios and will probably be with only one person or maybe two. Lunch and dinner interviews will most likely be with the team. There are benefits of a one-on-one scenario and of meeting with the entire team or department. With just one person, you can dig a little deeper about the company and the role, and with everyone, you'll get a glimpse of their team dynamics and see how you will fit in with the diverse personalities. Coffee, lunch, and dinner interviews can play an integral part in the interview process and should be taken seriously. They also require slightly different preparation and consideration than a phone, video, or in-office interview. To get yourself ready for your meeting over coffee or a meal, keep in mind, it's still an interview, so prepare appropriately. Follow accepted etiquette at the table. Mind your manners and be kind to everyone. Avoid drinking alcohol at an interview. Brush up on your conversational skills. Be grateful that you have the opportunity to meet a potential employer on neutral ground. If a recruiter or hiring manager is invested in you enough to expense a meal to speak with you, that's a good indicator that you're on the right path to securing an offer. So get ready to shine.